My name is Nadia and I have PCOS. So I never really had a regular period, and I thought it was normal until I got into medical school and we did obstetrics and gynecology. And when they were listing out the symptoms, I'm like, oh, I have all of those. But I didn't get diagnosed until I finished med school, started working, and then I did the blood test and the ultrasound, and then that's how they diagnosed me. So I saw my period probably once or twice a year. And then when all of my friends in high school were having cramps and all of the breast tenderness and bloating, I didn't have any of that. And then my periods would last for 2 to 4 weeks at a time. About 2 years as an average size child, like because of me, I'm a regular size child. And then about 2 or so years after starting menstruation, I gained maybe 80 to 100 pounds. So I went from a regular size child to pretty overweight. And that's pretty much been it for most of my adult life. I'm blessed. So I've never had acne. It's genetic. But I did start having hair on like sideburns, chin at 15. Children, they were pretty rough about it. They were rough about it, family was rough about it. So there's always a comment about, I'm getting fat or I'm eating too much. It was pretty difficult. But extra hair growth, the first time I felt self-conscious about it was passport picture. So all before, I never had any markings on my face. And then they stipulated it in my passport. Yeah. So my height was stipulated, weight stipulated, distinguishing marks related to the ingrown hairs on my chin at the time. So I had to walk around with that for 10 years. Emotionally, it's difficult to hold on to your femininity, I guess, if you have a beard. And it wasn't bad, and then in the last few years, it's gotten pretty bad. And I had to let it grow out for a little bit before I started treatment. That was hard. Yeah. I tried everything. So I tried oral spironolactone because they say it's supposed to reduce the androgens and the beard, and the side effects were too much. I was too busy all the time. I tried laser a couple of times. So I'm currently doing it again now. And I have tried every exfoliating treatment you can think of. And I had to resort the other day to shaving the beard instead of plucking and tweezing. And that was also difficult. Because you pluck and tweeze, the hairs won't be there, but then you get the scars and people look at your scars. So what I've done now, I've gone to the dermatologist. She has me on topical medication, metformin and spironolactone, and laser treatments, and then I have to use 1 bag of serums to help with the ingrown hairs. And then after that, I'm going to have to do either microneedling or microdermabrasion for the scars. The most effective thing has been consistent laser. Yeah. So before I started laser, I had a beard, full-grown beard. And now I've seen about a 40 to 50% reduction. And it takes longer for the hair to grow back after each treatment. What I've learned, because I grew up feeling pretty unattractive, because you're not the standard of beauty, is to affirm that this is the body and she's been good to you so far. So I've learned to affirm and meet my body where she is instead of constantly judging. So whenever other people come to me and they have PCOS, I tend to want to affirm and uplift more so than pointing out the flaws, because we tend to focus a lot and get weighed down by the flaws. Through the Twitter spaces that we did, quite a few people have come into my inbox or messaged me and reached out to offer words of upliftment and positive vibes, and I really appreciate that. Like before, you could not get me to post a picture, like a full body picture. No, not that wasn't going to happen. But I'm learning to be a little bit more comfortable with where I am right now. So what made me want to be a part of this campaign? I remember last year when we had the Twitter Spaces and over 700 people joined, and a lot of people came into my inbox and they messaged me about their symptoms. And I think it's important for us to tell our story because it's a very common. Most of the women I know have PCOS and they don't talk about it. And we also don't know how far-reaching the effects are. We just think, oh, you don't have a period and you are overweight, but you have metabolic consequences, you have emotional consequences, and I think it's important to bring awareness to that.